A very warm welcome everyone, it's Nick here, and we're looking at, on the Commodore Amiga, a racing game called Burning Rubber, published by Ocean in 1993. Yeah, there's a few long loading times on this, so I might be editing down a bit. But it's a race game over 12 stages. The first 6 are in Europe, so we go Scotland, and curiously London rather than it saying England. So Scotland, London, Amsterdam, Paris, Germany, then Barcelona, as we look at this intro. Then Washington, New York, Rushmore, Las Vegas, Los Angeles, and Florida. So they're the American ones. Now the idea of this game, a character called Fast Fred has been running underground races for a little while, and the cops don't like it. Well, look at that. Let's get out of this. The cops don't like that, so they're chasing you. So we've got a racing game where you need to win each time against, well, with cops chasing you as well. I hope I've made that clear. 3 difficulty levels, hard, easy and medium. The difficulty level dictates how much damage your car takes when it crashes to each side and the viciousness of the police. The presentation is quite good on this one, but I'll come to it. There are a few flaws. There's a few choices of cars, which is always nice. They all behave more or less the same. At least you've got an indication of choice. In the actual race, if the car takes too much damage, it's the end. And there are some rather tricky junctions sometimes. You have to slow right down. If you don't, the car's actually totaled and it's the end of the game. This music is quite funky. So it's good so far, isn't it? Not too bad. What could possibly go wrong? Right, insert the Euro disc. So it comes on 4 discs, this game, the intro. Now this looks very much like Supercars, and this woman is very, very scary. This comes up at the end of each race if you qualify, and you can upgrade your car with prize money. This woman looks a bit like Sherry Blair, but a mad version. And yeah, this woman works out a lot, and I wouldn't want to be left in a room with her for any length of time. But this is very Supercars, this, which was a game by Gremlin, Supercars and Supercars 2, which I have reviewed quite some time ago. So if you want to check out that review, have a look and see how the shops compare to each other. So we've got 4,000 cash. We can't really afford too much, but I'll try and save the money. I don't know if we're going to complete the first stage, but I just want to give you a bit of a summary of the game, see how it plays, compare it to others. Now these sort of games you have to compare with the Lotus series and Jaguar XJJ or XJ220 because they were the best. My favourite is the Lotus series, in particular Lotus 2 and Lotus 3. So we're at Scotland first of all. Can't fault the music here. Good attention to detail. We've got a version of those bagpipe things. Diddly-diddly-diddy. Very good. By Ocean in 1993, but you'll soon see it is trying to rip off the Lotus series, and it is a deliberate cash-in done quickly, I think. Hopefully it's loads soon, or I might have to edit it down. But the music is nice. Have a dance if you want while we're waiting. Scotland, then London. Not England, Amsterdam, not Holland, then Paris, not France, and it's Germany, hooray, then Barcelona, not Spain. Right, now this map, you can choose your route through here, so it gives you your options. I'm not sure what too much difference it makes to the game. Maybe once you learn it, there's a way of avoiding the cops. Wind speed, don't know how that's relevant. Temperature, well, that makes it interesting, but yeah.
3,
Here we go.
2,
Now don't get confused by that little blue car in front of my dashboard, because in fact that's me. Yeah, it's one of those confusing games where you've got the car and the dashboard, but the blue car's me. Listen to these sounds a moment, will you? Remind you of anything? Yeah, it's been blooming lifted off Lotus 2 or Lotus 1. Why? Lotus 1, I think. So this is 1993. Ocean are a different company to Gremlin, who produce both all the Lotus series and Supercars. What the hell's going on? The frame rate isn't too bad if you ignore Lotus. The graphics are okay, but it is a bit of a rip-off. It's not too bad. It's like a middle-of-the-road game, I'll say so far. But why couldn't they produce their own engine sounds? Now, I'm driving a Fiesta, and a Fiesta definitely doesn't sound like a Lotus Esprit Turbo car. If it did, well, I'd probably get a Fiesta tomorrow. They're cheating a little bit. So there's quite a few elements of this game that are pinched from other more successful games at the time. I don't think this original Burning Rubber was a huge success. but it must have shifted a few because it's so Lotus-ish. Moves quite fast. We compare it to Crazy Cars, it's a lot better than those. I set Crazy Cars 3, which is pretty awesome. It's not as good as Top Gear 2, so it's in the lower echelons, but they're very popular, these games, at the time. Of course, editor might have saved it a bit. A little bit of speech at some points, but you can see on my top left is my damage. So far I've taken about 23% or thereabouts. The time's running, ticking up, seeing how long I'm taking. But the only thing to be wary of, so I've taken more damage there, is if the car takes 100% damage, it's the end of the game. Hooray! So it's coming up to night time in Scotland, a generic Scotland, wherever this is. If you know exactly where in Scotland this is, then let me know. Right, junction ahead. Do we have to slow down or can we just pile through? Let's have a look. Oh, you have to slow down, apparently. The car is wrecked. Restart the level. Well, okay. Yeah, we won't be showing you the whole game like we did on Lotus 2, where we showed you a whole lot of it. We're just showing a bit of it because I think you pretty much got it now, and it'll be a bit tough staying all the way through this thing. Car looks very, very small. I'm against games that go through two views at the same time, dashboard and the car. Should have lost the dashboard completely and just had the car. Turbo Cup was a bit like that by a lot of cells. But just do one or the other, or an option of one or the other you can have. Don't do both. And also as well, this dashboard is a bit too high up, isn't it, if it's doing that? Yeah. You have to slow the car down on the bends. Probably upgrading your car in the shop each time improves the handling. So I can't knock it down too much for that, because this is just your basic start car. Right, we're on stage 2 of Scotland. There's a castle there. Looks like the castle from Trapdoor, if you're familiar from that show. Maybe that's where it was located. Possibly. What can we say about the scenery? Well, the trees are all like... There's about two different types of trees which are identical, but that's to be expected in these sort of games. There's quite a lot there. It's not sparse at all, so it's well designed. It's just not very enjoyable at the end of the day. Yeah. Here we go. I think... If you saw my review of Cisco Heat, that wasn't particularly good either, but that was better than this. So yeah, this is dropping down the ranks even of the same genre sort of games. Better than Crazy Cars 1 and 2. That's all I can say about it, really. Did you own this game? What did you think about it? Did you think it was better than Lotus? If you did, I think you need new glasses. But you might have done. It's all about, it's all about different opinions here. Your experiences of the game. And a lot of it, whether you think something's good or bad, depends on if you owned it as a kid and donated quite a lot of time to it. Because with nostalgia, it's not only the game, it's a link to the past and memories of that time when you was a kid. I didn't own this one as a kid, so it's up against it. I did own Lotus 2, and even if I played Lotus 2 and 3 now, I'd still think they're awesome. Like the junction, let's not do the same error. Let's slow right down. Right, how are we going to turn around? This is quite a novel idea. Cisco Heat had this as well. Right, this is painful. We've done it. Hooray! No line down the middle of the road. It's just gone for these bars to try and indicate a bit of speed. Oh, there's the line there. Good. So it's just on the junction it did that. Nice colour palette in the background. I like that. It's quite novel. So I'm trying to find things to like about this game. It's not brilliant. It's not awful either. Some people think it's awful, but you know, this is a Commodore Amiga. It's 1993, so acceptable. But having said that, I wouldn't have liked it for a Christmas or a birthday present as a kid. I would have been a bit disappointed. Check out my review of Jaguar XJ220. That's much better than this as well. Can we get out of Scotland without totaling the car? Well, I'm presuming that each level plays roughly the same with slightly different scenery. I do know the later you get through the game, the police are a bit more apparent and there's a few more junctions. But even just seeing level 1 in Scotland, you pretty much got the gist of the whole game, to be honest. And you need a lot of patience to complete all 12 stages. I don't know how many people did. If you did, then comment below, let me know. Is there some great game overseas? What is it? What am I trying to say? Great game over sequence, that's it. I got there in the end. Perhaps I had a mini stroke there. But yeah, rip-off of the two Gremlin games, Lotus Spree Turbo Challenge and Supercars. Not much more I can say, really. Or is this a rip-off of Lotus? Don't be silly. Oh, what's this? Some sort of desert bit there. I don't know where we are on the map. I guess we're near the end. Lots of rocks each side like you get possibly in Scotland. There was a police car by the side there which you just whizzed past. Right, T-junction. I think we can do this a bit quicker than last time. We went round a bit poodly slow. Oh, I was wrong. We've crashed. Hooray! Car is wrecked. Restart level? Do you know what? I don't think we will. You get 2 credits there, so it's quite generous, giving you replay value. But positives of this game, there's quite a lot of content there. 12 different circuits, and they last a long time. Some games like Outrun were very, very brief. So it's good in that respect. Yeah, alright-ish. I don't think it's going to get rated as #1 when we do the 2-week roundup, but I am sort of influenced by your comments below sometimes. So if you think this is the best game of all time, then comment below if you're brave enough. Wonder how many will be that brave or insane. Well, anyway, I think we'll leave it there. I hope you liked having a look at that game. That was Burning Rubber on the Commodore Amiga, published by Ocean in 1993. Thanks for watching as always, and until next time, take good care of yourself and a very fond goodbye.
Goodbye.